for international business co-major and minor. So if you ever consider about doing an international business co-major or minor, I think IBS is a perfect place that you can explore. And besides that, most of the members that in IBS, they've all been abroad. So if you ever consider study abroad, we provide a lot of guidance on that. Our advisor Kim is an expert on that. She can answer any questions for you. And besides that, we also provide general recruiting advice. For example, like there are some recruiting events like inclusive hire up, and we provide advice and information on those. Finally, I think it's very important that IBS should really strive to create a community for students with similar interests and goals. So usually you would find all the members in the society, they've all been abroad, they all have experiences abroad, and they all are very passionate about of understanding what's going on in the world of business in different places. So I think if you are really interested in that, I think IBS is definitely a society that you can find like people with similar interests. Then I want to move on to talk about what are some stuff that we do in IBS. So one thing we do is we hold monthly meetings, and usually in those meetings we would do some related events recap. So we would discuss like what's going on in the economy, what's going on with the Fed, what's going on, with COVID, the impact on different businesses. So we will have discussion regarding that, and then share thoughts among each other. And another thing we do is usually we send out a weekly email, and those emails will contain information regarding study abroad, recruiting, and IB related information, because it will be a little bit overwhelming to keep track of all the deadlines for applying to study abroad. But those information will be all contained in our weekly emails, which I think is very helpful if you really consider to study abroad. And another thing we do is we have study abroad mentorship program. So basically, every underclassman will be paired with an upperclassman, and the upperclassman will be responsible for answering any questions regarding the study abroad process. So previously, we have students asking questions regarding like, what is the process of applying? What is the process of, like finding out what's the best program, and what is the experience of studying abroad and also have an internship there. So like having this mentorship program is great because you can just talk to your peers and learn about and have all your questions answered. And finally, we do a lot of IB related panels, events. So we will send out all those informations regarding any events that's related to international business. I think a lot of times we have like very special events that we have speakers coming in and talking about their experiences regarding like different industries across the world, which I think is really cool. So those are the 4 things that we mainly do if you join IBS. And last thing I want to talk about is what you can really gain out of it if you join IBS. I think joining IBS would definitely help you to understand more about what you're passionate about. So if you ever consider about like working abroad, maybe learning about different cultures, or even you just really love traveling abroad, you love understanding what's going on in the world, I think IBS is really a platform for you, because you will find people with similar interests here, and also you can get your questions answered if you have any questions regarding that. So I think IBS is definitely a great platform if you are really interested in international business. And I know now it's a very difficult timing, like considering like study abroad, all the process of that. But I think we'll definitely work very closely with the Clay Center, work with our advisor, and to give you the best advice we could if you ever consider studying abroad. And that's all for International Business Society, and we will take questions in the end. So feel free to ask any questions. And if you have any very specific questions, or you really feel passionate about joining the society, please feel free to reach out to either me or Estefa after this session, and we're very happy to welcome you guys to IBS this semester. Thank you.
Let me just jump in before Business Without Borders starts on their presentation. Feel free, if you have any questions about either or both of the organizations, feel free to send those questions in through the chat. And when Business Without Borders is done on their presentation, we'll feed the questions to the leaders. All right, Aislinn and Antonio.
Okay, thanks. I'll go ahead and share my screen. Okay, hopefully everyone can see that. Just before we start, I wanted to introduce myself. So my name is Aislinn Bratt, and I'm a current senior at BSB. I am a finance, international business, and business analytics co-major. And I joined Business Without Borders my freshman year. So this is actually my 4th year in the club. It is my favorite club on campus, and I'm not just biased. And I joined BWB just because first I wanted a community of people who prioritized the same things as me, and I've really stuck with it just because of the kind of people that have been in it. I really found a great community of fellow interested people. So yeah, that's who I am.
My name is Antonio. I am a sophomore in VSB. I'm the treasurer of Business Without Borders. I'm studying international business and finance with a minor in Spanish. And like Aislinn, I chose BWB initially because I just had a lot of friends joining at the beginning of my freshman year, and I was looking for a way to get involved with the community. But I stayed and I got more involved because BWB really offered very unique experiences and helped me to understand that the future of business really is at the intersection of sustainability and profit. And we'll talk about how our club forwards that. So you guys can join the group me to get updates about when we're having club meetings. You can scan the QR code that's on the screen right there. And we'll also be updating our Instagram, so you can follow us at BWB Villanova. And right now we're posting some very aesthetic pictures where you can get to know a little bit about each of our exec members. Our mission at BWB is to encourage and guide Villanova students to use their business and analytical skills for building a better and more sustainable world. So we focus on aspects of business that aren't always discussed in class or within other business societies. We focus on sustainability, social corporate responsibility, social entrepreneurship, and nonprofit activities. You know, if you look at a lot of the major companies right now, like Tesla, the future of business really is at that intersection of sustainability and responsibility and profit. And so our club is focused on really taking a deep dive into that and doing activities that promote that. This semester, our mission is even more relevant as we're looking for ways that we can assist local businesses affected by COVID-19 by using our knowledge and our resources. And so I just wanted to talk a little bit about one of the really unique activities that BWB offered to me personally last year. We took a trip to Detroit for a conference called the Net Impact Conference. We are actually a chapter of Net Impact, which is a network of professional and student clubs and organizations that are focused on promoting sustainability in business. It was an amazing opportunity, networking opportunity, and extremely informative. One of our fellow exec members even got an internship offer out of the event. And that really cemented for me how important sustainability is in business, and that I really wanted to focus on it even more within the club.
So the Net Impact Conference that Antonio just described is one thing that we do every year as a group, and some of our members can submit applications to attend. This year, no surprise, probably not going to be in person, but there definitely will be, ways for you to get involved otherwise. Some of the other things that we're going to do this semester, we already have a few speakers lined up that we're really excited about. They have really unique missions and like our club members have always personally connected with them. So one of them is Beyond the Bars, which is an organization that tries to connect through inmates and at-risk youth through music. So they try to interrupt cycles of violence, and they offer things like music lessons and performance opportunities. And one of the primary founders of this organization was actually a former BWB member. So we definitely have a really close connection with them, and they're coming in the beginning of October. And then another speaker that we're having coming in is called Misfits Market. So you might have heard of this. It's really cool. It's basically a subscription service that you can get for organic produce. And it's produce that otherwise would have just been thrown in the trash. Your lemon was a little lumpy, maybe it was a little small, or your cucumber was too big to go to a regular grocery market. So you can, for significantly cheaper, get these through this subscription service. So we're bringing them in to talk about how they were able to create a sustainable supply chain while also making money, which is something obviously we're all interested in. We are in the business school. So we're going to have several speakers every semester come in to talk to you about these alternative opportunities that maybe you never dreamed of before. I never thought to use music to end cycles of violence, but it's out there, someone's doing it. Other things that we do every semester, we educate members about microfinance. This is something Antonio talks about, how this is kind of the future of business. And this is one of the things that we've seen over the last few years has become really popular. It's using small amounts of money to create foundational changes. So every week we do, through a program called Kiva, give small loans to business owners around the world, and they pay them back over time. We have, I think, a 97% repayment rate, and they do all sorts of incredible things. So it'll be women who own a farm in a rural town that doesn't have a lot of resources, and they need to buy seeds, they need to buy a tool. So that's something really great. We're going to try doing it through social media, letting our members vote through Instagram this year. Other things we're going to offer are tax certifications. So normally what we do is we have volunteers every week go into the local community and do tax returns. So we get people tax certified through the IRS, and then we have them volunteer to help low-income individuals fill out their tax returns. This year, once again, everything's kind of changing. So this is something we're still looking to help our members get tax certified so that they have these tools for when they're going out into the rest of the world, or for hopefully when we can be back in person and helping people out. So more information on that. And we'll also be trying to do just volunteer opportunities. In the past, we've done things with Food Recovery Network that takes food from the pit or the spit or other dining halls and donates it to local food pantries. We're trying to see if we can get into Philly and do volunteering with local businesses. So those are all kind of events and activities that you can look forward to as part of this organization. And we're also looking to add a freshman liaison position into our exec board. So if you're looking for a leadership opportunity on campus, we definitely have that. And we would love to hear all of your ideas. We also just, something else that I find really interesting is learning about other organizations that are doing good things. So this semester we're bringing in the 2 speakers I talked about, but in the past we've also worked with Joy of Socks that provides socks to the homeless. And we've done sock drives, and we've actually handed out socks to people who are experiencing homeless. We've also partnered with Profugo that connects, it's actually headquartered in Ardmore. If you don't know where that is yet, if you're a freshman, you'll find it eventually. It's near the Trader Joe's, great place. But Profugo attempts to end cycles of poverty by creating employment opportunities for people, providing funds for small businesses, and hosting business training opportunities. So those are 2 other examples of organizations that we've worked with in the past, and is actually a really tangible impact that you can have using business skills you're learning every day in class. So that's a little bit about some of our events and our partnerships. We are always looking for new ideas and new members, and we're so excited to meet everyone. The next thing we're going to be doing, please join our group me. We'll be plugging our intro meetings. So we want to have small meetings with people so we can get the entire executive board can get to know you on a personal level, and we can really hear your ideas and how you think that we can make an impact on and off campus. And we'll be doing some activities. We really hope to see you all. And yeah, I think that about wraps it up for Business Without Borders. Let us know if you guys have any questions, or you can always, at the bottom is my email and my co-president Best Day's email. Definitely reach out to us through there, through our GroupMe, through our Instagram. We're always available. Thank
Definitely
you.
follow the Instagram.
Thank you so much to the International Business Society and to Business Without Borders. Much appreciated the information you shared. A lot of exciting things going to happen this year. So at this point, we are happy to take questions for either of the groups. The one question that did come through on the chat for the International Business Society is, what is the best way to get connected with the organization?
Sure. So the best way to get connected, you can email us, either Yaya or me, and we can add you to the email list. You'll receive our weekly emails on current events, when our meeting times are, to get connected with us. And
you want to put your slide up one more time? Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
Any other questions about either of these groups? It's a great opportunity to have the leaders right in front of you. All right, going once, going twice. Our leaders of the groups, any last pearls of wisdom you want to impart, or special things you want to share about your groups?
I think one thing I would like to add, I know there's a lot of people in this chat Zoom room right now, and people might not feel comfortable speaking up, but if you definitely do have questions, email us. We'll definitely get back to you with the emails regarding any questions that you may have. So don't hesitate to contact us at all.
I would just offer a piece of advice in general about getting involved for freshmen. It can be a little overwhelming. There's a lot of societies and clubs coming at you and plugging themselves. So just get involved in, as many as you think you're interested in. Go to a meeting and see how you like it, and then stick with BWB, but stick with the ones that you like, and kind of just drop out of the rest, but don't get too overwhelmed. There's no pressure. Just get involved in things that you're interested in.
Yeah, I would just echo everything everyone said. I didn't think BWB was going to be like the club I joined. I just went randomly to the intro meeting and I met some of my best friends through it. You never know. Yeah, just get involved. You'll find your people. And also for those, it occurred to me freshman year, I did not know how to use a QR code, and that's what we put up on the screen. QR codes, if you open your photo app, or if you open your camera and you hover over the QR code, it'll pull up a link. So maybe as we exit, I'll put my screen back up. So if anyone didn't know how to do that previously, you can maybe do that.
Thanks, Aislinn. So with that, we are going to wrap up this session. I would strongly encourage you to reach out to the leaders of either one of these groups to get involved. They are very, very active organizations throughout the year. I can tell you, I do follow their social media accounts and I'm always impressed to see what they're doing. Again, I'm Brenda Stover. I'm the Assistant Dean of VSB's O'Donnell Center for Professional Development. I would love to hear from you individually as well. If you have questions about the societies, if you have broader questions about what we do in regard to professional development, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I did put my email address in the chat function, so happy to have you to connect with me as well. So we'll hang on, myself and the leaders of the groups will hang on here for a couple of minutes if anybody wants to stick around. If not, have a great night and a great rest of the week.